Manuel Castells and Informational Capitalism. In today's world, we often hear that information is power. But what does that really mean? The sociologist Manuel Castells took this idea seriously and argued that we are living in a new form of capitalism, which he called informational capitalism. In the past, capitalism was mostly about factories, machines, and physical goods. Wealth and power came from owning land, natural resources, or manufacturing industries. But according to Castells, the 21st century is different. The main source of wealth today is no longer just physical goods, but information, knowledge, and the networks that allow information to move quickly around the globe. Think about how much of your daily life already revolves around information. When you search on Google, scroll through social media, or order something from an online store, you are participating in this system. The products you consume may still be physical, like clothes or food, but the real power is in the data and information that connect producers and consumers. Companies like Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft dominate not because they own the most factories or farmland, but because they control information and digital networks. They shape how we communicate, shop, work, and even how we think about ourselves. Castells described this shift as the rise of the network society. In the past, economies were built around industries located in specific cities or regions. Today, economies are built around global information networks. A software engineer in India can work for a company in the United States. A designer in Europe can collaborate instantly with a factory in Asia. This interconnectedness means that information flows faster than ever before, breaking down traditional barriers of time and space. Informational capitalism is different from earlier forms of capitalism in another important way. Instead of focusing on mass production of identical goods, it focuses on flexibility and constant innovation. Companies are always collecting and analyzing data to predict what people will want next. Products are often customized, updated, and replaced at a rapid pace. Think of how frequently new smartphone models come out, or how apps are constantly updated. The goal is not just to sell you something once but to keep you within a cycle of continuous consumption and engagement, driven by streams of information about your habits and preferences. For Castells, power in this system lies in networks. Those who control the flow of information can shape economies, politics, and culture. Governments, corporations, and even individuals compete to influence these networks. A viral video can change public opinion overnight. A new app can disrupt entire industries. Even elections can be influenced by how information is spread online. This shows that informational capitalism is not only about money but also about power and control in society. However, Castells also highlighted the inequalities that come with this system. Access to information and networks is not equal. People with high-speed internet, digital skills, and connections to global networks have opportunities that others lack. Those who are excluded from these networks face a new kind of poverty, which Castells called the digital divide. This divide is not only between rich and poor countries but also within societies, where some communities have access to advanced technology and others are left behind. Another feature of informational capitalism is that work itself has changed. In industrial capitalism, many people worked in factories or farms. In informational capitalism, more and more jobs involve producing, managing, or using information. Programmers, designers, marketers, researchers, and content creators are examples of the new workforce. At the same time, many traditional jobs have been automated or outsourced to cheaper labor markets. This creates insecurity and instability, because workers have to constantly adapt to new technologies and skills just to stay relevant. Castells also paid attention to culture and identity in this new world. Because people are constantly connected through digital networks, cultures interact, blend, and sometimes clash at a faster pace. People build parts of their identity online, sharing who they are through social media profiles, digital communities, and online interactions. But this also raises questions about privacy, surveillance, and control. If companies and governments collect and analyze our personal data, how much freedom do we really have in shaping our own identities? Informational capitalism also has global consequences. Decisions made in one part of the world can have immediate effects elsewhere. A stock market crash in one country can trigger financial crises worldwide. A technological innovation in Silicon Valley can disrupt industries in Asia or Africa. This global interdependence makes the system more dynamic but also more fragile. Crises spread quickly because of the speed and reach of information networks. Despite these challenges, Castells was not entirely pessimistic. He believed that informational capitalism opens up possibilities for new forms of democracy, social movements, and collective action. Social media has already shown how ordinary people can organize protests, demand change, and share their voices with the world. The same networks that are used by corporations for profit can also be used by citizens for empowerment. The key question is how societies choose to use this power, whether to strengthen democracy and equality, or to allow deeper inequality and manipulation. To put it simply, Manuel Castells explained that informational capitalism is a system where information, networks, and knowledge are the main sources of wealth and power. Factories and machines still matter, but the real driving force of today's world is information, how it is created, how it flows, and who controls it. The way we work, communicate, shop, and even think is shaped by this system. It brings opportunities for creativity and connection, but also challenges of inequality, insecurity, and control. Understanding informational capitalism helps us see why the world feels so fast, connected, and unstable. It explains why tech companies have become so powerful, why jobs keep changing, and why our personal data is so valuable. Most importantly, it challenges us to think critically about how we participate in these networks and what kind of society we want to build in this new digital age. If you found this explanation of Manuel Castells and informational capitalism useful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you clear and engaging discussions about sociology, philosophy, and the ideas that shape our world.